welcome to my YouTube. I thought I would put together a video of my really easy day-to-day makeup look. I'm not a makeup artist, I just love doing makeup, and I thought I would put a little video together because I get questions about it, sometimes asking about how I do it. So yeah, I'll just take you through it step by step. I'm gonna do a pretty basic day-to-day one that I would do like just going for work or just a casual kind of makeup day look. Let's get cracking. The first thing I want to do is just prep my skin. I've got no makeup on or not really much tan on either. I've got a little bit left on just from the weekend. I'm going to just make sure I'm really well moisturised with my skin, and then kind of obviously make sure it's prepped. My favourite ones to use at the moment are my Elemis Pro-Radiance. This is just such a nice moisturising cream to just start off with, so I'm just going to apply that. Make sure as well to moisturise your neck and your chest as well, because if you're going to put product on there, you want to just make sure you've got a nice moisturised skin base. So that's the first one done. So that's already given like such a nice glow to my skin. Next, I'm going to go in a little bit with a primer. So this is another glowing kind of primer. It's got a really nice shimmery base to it. So this is also from Elemis. I'm just going to put a little bit of this one on as well. And again, that's just giving me a nice glow. A little bit on my neck. And then chest as well. I like to put a little bit of extra SPF on underneath my foundation because I think obviously for making sure you're protecting your skin in the sun and the wind and stuff, it's really important. So I've got my Estée Lauder, which I actually need to get a new one because I don't have that much left. I'm just going to put a little bit, especially underneath my eyes and then forehead. Like this. And same with the neck. I think people kind of forget about putting SPF on your neck because, yeah, you just don't really think of it. But when you get sun exposure on your neck and your chest, it just looks quite, yeah, you can get wrinkles there quite easily. So I always make sure I put loads on there as well. So now my skin's pretty much prepped. I'm gonna start my makeup and yeah, go from there. So I'm going to start off with my brows, so just kind of prepping them a little bit. Here we go. So I'm going to prep my brows first. So I generally tint my brows so that I don't have to colour them in too much. I'm going to just start off with just brushing them down just to get the hairs, and if there's any kind of like dry, I get quite dry brows, so it kind of like just cleans them out and preps the hair a little bit for you first. So that looks really good, doesn't it? Once that's done, I'm gonna go straight in with my favorite brow product, which is the REFY Beauty Brow Sculpt. So it looks like this. It's got like a little wand, and you just literally brush the hairs up using the wand like this, and so you can kind of see the difference between this one, and this one. I'm just going to brush that one up as well. Like this. So once I brush them up, I gotta press them down. So they're kind of sticking up now all crazy. So I'm just gonna literally press them into my skin like this, just to kind of set them there so it freezes them down like that. And then also just wipe above the brow, because sometimes it can leave a bit of a residue above the brow. So like this. And same with the other side. I just use my finger. You're probably supposed to use like a brush or something, but for me, I just like how it looks with the finger. It really gets it stuck down properly. And so it's like that. So it's just like kind of laminates your brows. Once that's done, so I'm just gonna wipe a bit of the residue off above. Yeah. I'm gonna really finely add some hair strokes into my brow. So you can see it there. Oh, I'm gonna use my favorite Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade, and then the angled brush as well. So I'm just gonna, so you can see this is what it looks like. I'm just gonna really gently place it in, and then just one little dab on the hand just to remove any kind of uneven bits on there. Start kind of replicating my own brow like this. So the hair strokes are going up in the same direction that the brow hairs are. So I just generally fill out this bit the most. And some days I don't actually do this at all, but I will show you how I do it just for the purpose of the video. Just tiny little hair strokes like this. Just to kind of increase the tail end of the brow like that. So there we go. So that's that one done. And I'll do the other one. Sometimes I put concealer under my brow just to kind of shape them out a little bit, but to be honest, day to day I don't even bother doing that, because once they're kind of drawn on, they're absolutely fine. But I will show you for the purpose of the video how I do it anyway, just so you can see. So I've got my Louise concealer, and I'm just going to add a little bit to the back of my hand, not obviously where I put the brow pomade, just like this. And then I'm just gonna squeeze the end of my concealer brush just to get it really thin like this and precise. And then I'm just gonna evenly distribute it onto the tip of the concealer brush, just like this. So you can see there's only a little bit of product there, not too much to start off with to carve it. Start with a really kind of thin line underneath the top of my brow, like that. And then dip it in again, and then again just kind of patting it down gently. And just underlining where the brow would naturally kind of be, like that. And this takes, to be honest, for me, this took me a lot of practice, so it's okay if you don't get it perfect the first time. And then bringing the product all the way through the eyelid, and then out kind of into the upper cheekbone, just to continue on that brightness. and to kind of lift the eyelid out as well to the side. Like that. This eye's done. This eye's not, so you can see I've got quite veiny eyes. So this is obviously covering up all of those. I'm just going to pat it down. I've also just got like a fluffier brush like this to just pat it down. To set it like that. So there we go. So once my brows are carved out like this, if you wanted to, you could put like a little bit of eyeshadow on before you put your foundation on. Because if you put your eyeshadow on after your foundation's done and you get any drop down from the powder, then you obviously will mess up your under eyes, and it can just make your makeup look a little bit dirty under your eyes. I'm going to go in with my foundation next. So for my day-to-day, I normally use MAC Lightful, but they haven't had this in stock for months. I think they're reformulating it, which is really annoying because I absolutely love that. Like, that was my go-to. It's so glowy and lovely, and it's got SPF in it as well, 30. So it's really good for day-to-day use. Not too expensive. So at the moment, I am actually combining two different foundations for my day foundation. I'm using this Chanel, it's like a water-based foundation. I don't know if you can really see. Yeah, it's like got little bubbles in it. I'm also going to combine that with my MAC Studio Fix Fluid. And I'm using my REFY Duo brush, which I absolutely love. Oh my god. Oh, it's a bit dirty. I need to clean it. So I'm just going to go in and look how much that runs. It's like very water-based. And I'm just going to spread that out. This applies very shiny and then dries a little bit matter, more matte. So getting underneath the chin and the jawline, ears. I've already put concealer on my eyes, so I don't need to necessarily put anything there. Like so. Make sure you go down the side of the face there. But it's a lovely foundation, like it is really glowy and nice. So you could just wear that on its own. But I'm just going to put a little bit of my Studio Fix fluid on because I want it to be a little bit higher coverage for today. So I'm literally just going to pop a little bit of that on the back of my hand like this. And then apply it to the brush. And just simply add another little bit of layer on top of the Chanel. Like this. No, I haven't put any product on my neck and my chest, so obviously the colours won't match yet. But I will do that in a minute. And it is very nice. I really like it. I'm gonna apply my contour next. So, to be honest, day to day, I don't use cream contour just because it takes too much time to blend. So I go between using the REFY, which is the cream contour. I use Shape Tan. So that's what that one looks like there. So I go between using this and just a powdered one. So the powdered one, I'm not going to use the cream one today. I'm actually just going to go in with powdered bronzer, which is the MAC one, which this is my ride or die. I get the dark deepest shade. Sometimes I don't put concealer on, sometimes I do. It depends on how long lasting I need my makeup to be, and if I look like I need a little bit of brightening under my eyes, like if I've had a bit of a rough sleep. So I'm going to use my Tarte Cosmetics concealer. And don't put too much of this on because it's like cement. When it sets, it's very hard to blend. So just scrape off the excess on the sides. And then just really, it's very, very like pigmented and quite thick. So you don't need to put lots of product on. Just like this. I actually had barely anything on the brush there, and you can see how much it's actually come out. And then I'm just going to literally blend that out. Up. So blending it upwards. Like this. So it's really brightened up my under eye. But it also mattes it. So you don't want to put, if you want a really dewy look, I would recommend not using it because it definitely kind of flattens it out a little bit. But it definitely brightens up everything, so it's good for that. So that's that one done. I'm going to go in, like I said, with my bronzer. I actually use a highlighter brush to apply this bronzer, just because it's such a good brush. I absolutely love it. This is the P017 from Peaches and Cream. So this is actually a highlighter brush, but I love it for just really light bronzing. So I'm going to go in with my deep darkest like this. Oh, I've got another one actually. That one's a bit empty. Yeah. So you can see the colour. It's so nice. So I'm just going to press the brush up against the product and then make sure I move any hair out of the way, and then just really gently just start in like circular motions and brushing upwards just under the cheekbone, coming up into the kind of tail end of the brow area. Sorry, I've got the window open. I also put a little bit on my ear just to make sure it matches here on the side. So you can see the difference. This side and this side I don't have any on. So I'm going to put a little bit around the corners of my forehead. Not too much. And then I'm going to do the same to the other side. Like this. So don't worry if you're not good at kind of like getting the right angle and stuff, because I'm going to show you a really good trick for actually fixing that afterwards. So if you kind of have gone down a little bit too low on the face, or a little bit too high, or a little bit too much into the cheeks, I'll show you a way that you can kind of fix that. So that's my bronzer done, not too much. I go between two blushes at the moment. So I use the REFY cream, which I absolutely love because it's got, as you can see, I've used so much of it. What shade is this? This is Rose. The reason why I love this one is because it just blends so nicely, and it's not too bright and overpowering. So just for day makeup, it's really nice. Like, I love a really strong bronzer or blusher, but I think sometimes for in the day you just want it to look melt a little bit more into the other makeup, so it's not like just like really bright pink cheeks, which I love. But I would get that mostly from using my Made by Mitchell blusher, which is also cream, but you can see how pink that is. Like, that is just next level pink. So it is amazing, but a little bit too much for me for during the day. So I'm going to use my REFY duo brush again and use the other end and just try and scrape out what's left of my cream bronzer here. Or why do I keep calling it bronzer? Not okay today. My cream blush. And then I'm literally just gonna start dabbing that on there like that. Again, bringing it up into the end of the brow just to lift the cheekbones up that way. Don't bring it in too close here. You still want to have this nice brightness underneath the eye. So you can see like that. Look at the glow it's already given me on my cheekbone. Just love this product so much. Do the other side. Make sure you don't get any in your hair, especially if you're blonde. Not ideal. But it just is amazing. I love it so much. Put a little bit just on the bridge of my nose as well, just to give it a little bit of warmth. So that's that. I do like putting a little bit of powdered blush, so I'm using this one at the moment, which is a MAC blusher. It's like a duo one, it's like 2 different colours, if I can open it. So that is gorgeous. It's like a real peachy kind of corally colour, and then like a light pink. So I will put that on in a moment, but I will show you first how to fix if you've gone a little bit too low here, which I always do, but because I know how to fix it, it doesn't matter. So I use baking powder, not actual baking powder, but this is loose powder, so it's setting powder. This one's from HB Cosmetics, which I really like, in the shade Banana. So it's a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, it's a little bit darker, so it's not as bright as the one as you would put underneath your eyes. So I'm just gonna kind of empty it out into the lid like this, and then I'm going to use my other beauty blender and just put that in there on the corner edge like this, and then you can literally just sculpt underneath where you want the bronzer to end. So I'm going to start here and kind of come down like this. I don't like putting too much on for during the day because it does look quite matte. So like this. And I'm also going to kind of sculpt it up a little bit. Look at that. So you can already see it's just like made my cheekbone on that side pop out more. So right up into the hairline. And then the other side. So just need a little bit more. Like this. So you can bring it all the way down, kind of in line with the corner of your lips. Or you can bring it up a little bit, just to lift the cheek as well. Just depends on your face, on the shape of your face. So for me, I've done that one a little bit too low. So I'm just gonna blend that a little bit out now. So the longer this is on, the more obvious it is. So I like to blend the kind of corners out right beside my mouth and leave these ones on while I'm finishing the rest of my makeup. I don't do this every day. I just normally just apply the bronzer and the blusher and then I'm done. But because obviously I want to show you guys how to fix it in case it or how to make it look a little bit more sculpted. You can also go in with a brighter baking powder. So I've got this one from Huda Beauty, which is called Pound Cake. It's really a shit, this one, as in how it's packaged. The bigger one, which is like in this, is much better and more fit for purpose. This one's like got this kind of this puffer thing on the end, which if you put that on your face, it's just really difficult to get it right. So I would recommend, if you're going to buy that one, to get the bigger one, because it's just easier to use. But I'm just going to tap it onto the top of this like that, so that I can then go back in again with my beauty blender and just kind of, with the other side, go under the eye like that. And the reason I like doing baking underneath the eyes as well is because you can take it a little bit on top of the blush and the bronze and kind of blend them in, and it gives you that really nice like filtered airbrush look with the makeup. Like this. I'm not going to put too much on. Like I said, I don't want to be too matte. So that's that one. Next, I'm going to just start to finish up with my blusher. So I'm going to put a little bit of my powdered blush on top of the cream one, just to set it a little bit and just to make it pop a little bit more. So I'm using that one. I just use a combination of both, like this, and then just gently kind of pat it on top like that. Easy. Go a little bit around my nose just to give it some shape with the bronzer. So back to my MAC bronzer, just gonna use a kind of smaller soft brush and just go down the bridge like this. Not too much because it can look a bit dirty. Like that. Just gives the nose a little bit more shape. You can also put a little bit of bronzer on your eyelid like this, and it just gives it a little bit more warmth. So that's that. I'm going to just brush out this so there we go. So it's just giving me a little bit more shape here, my cheekbones. I don't really have very prominent cheekbones or facial features for that matter, so it's just nice to give it a little bit of more of dimension. Next, I'm going to go in with a highlight. So I'm going to use my, this is really nice, but it's very pigmented, so either the Iconic or the REFY. So this one's more diluted, this one's a little bit more pigmented, so you can use either or of these, but they're both really like dewy and glowy. So I'm going to actually use the Iconic one today because why not? I want to be a little bit more extra. So it comes like this in the dropper. Literally, I just put a teeny tiny bit on. Just there, like that. And then on the same on the other side. Like that. Don't go too low down because then it'll just actually show your pores off. So just up like this. And then I just use my finger to blend it out. Right. this. Such a stunning shade as well. It's like champagne. And then the other side. Like this. I'm going to use a loose highlighter just to literally pop on top of it a teeny bit. This is my favourite one. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. And it's like a loose, shimmery one. Like that. But it's so pigmented. Like, gorgeous. It's such a nice shade. So I'm just going to literally put a tiny little bit of that on. Again, just with my finger really gently. Just add a little bit of sparkle. And on that side as well. A little bit underneath the brow. Then also another little bit down the bridge of the nose. And a teeny bit on the tip. And above the lip. I'm just going to brush out my eyelashes as well. So I've got my Russian eyelashes. So I don't need to apply any mascara, which is nice. So I get a hybrid. Well, I've got hybrid lashes on at the moment, which is like a mixture between classic lashes and Russian volume lashes. And they're lovely and fluffy. And it saves me so much time with my makeup. And also, if you sweat in the gym, they just don't move. Almost finished. So I'm going to put some bronzer product all here now, just to obviously match my face to my neck and my chest. So I'm going to use my MAC bronzer again. I've got a really big poofy powder brush like this. And I'm just going to apply that on. And just make sure I bring it all the way up to my jawline. All over here. Depends on what you're wearing, how low you need to go with the bronzer, obviously. Like this. So I've got some powdered bronzer on. So for in the summer, I absolutely love doing this. So this is where the REFY highlighter really comes in, because it's not too much. But if you literally look at that, it's so nice. You can literally just go like this on your collarbone. And it just gives a little bit more of a glow. And teeny tiny bit up the bust area. Just to really kind of accentuate the cleavage as well. If you're wearing like a low cut top, which is nice. Pat down. And then I'm going to go in with my iconic London spray. It looks like this. And I'm just going to spray it. And it just sets everything and gives it such a nice glow. So it's like just giving my whole chest a shine. And just brought together, like, look how much it's made my highlighter pop there on my face. So lastly, I've just got to do my lips, really. So, depending on what what mood I'm in. So sometimes I just put lip tint on my lips, which I'm just gonna do like my kind of easier, simple, natural looking lip. So I've got a tiny little MAC pencil, it's nearly all gone. But this one is one of my favourites. It's like quite a pinky colour. I don't even remember what the name is because it's like worn down so much. But I'm just gonna use, so I've sharpened this, I'm just gonna use this to just outline my lips. And I'm not gonna do them too thick, like the line. So just like this. And then I saw someone else do this on Instagram and I started doing it and I really like it. So when I'm drawing on my lip liner on my top lip, I don't go around my Cupid's bow, I just go straight through it, and it just really like lifts my lip up. So like that, I didn't like go around it. There we go. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly shade in the outside of my lip just to kind of bring the lip liner in with the lip tint, which I'm going to show you now in a sec, just to give it a bit of a base. So that's what it looks like, just the lip liner. This is my favourite lip tint. This is from Benefit. And it comes with, it looks like nail polish. So it comes in with a little brush like this. And this is for your cheeks as well, or your lips, but I just use it for my lips. So I'm just gonna paint that on. Love it. And with this as well, if you don't want the lips too defined, you can, I do this all the time, you can just put it on and then rub it in, and it just gives them a little tint, but it doesn't actually like make them look like you're wearing lots of product on your lip, because your lips can get a little bit paler, can't they? So especially when you get older, and if you've got lip filler as well, it's just nice to have a little bit of a splash of colour on them. And that's like what I like to use that for. So this is pretty much it, guys. This is my day makeup, and last thing to do is just do my hair. So you can also obviously put some setting spray on your face after you've done it. So I like to use this one from Peaches and Cream. It's called Get a Grip. So let's just put a little bit on. So that is me done, you guys. So this is my day makeup. It's just nice, glowy, relatively simple. You don't need to do all the baking and the concealer. You can literally just do foundation, blusher, bronzer, brows, lips, a little bit of highlight. The products are just amazing. I think it makes a big difference when you use good products rather than just anything. You don't even need to be as good at the makeup that way. which is why I get through. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. This is my day-to-day makeup.